AITA for being a picky eater at Friendsgiving? Hi all. Throwaway account. I, 26F, joined a group of friends I met in grad school. We range anywhere from 23-30, and we're a mix of men and women. I was bullied out of my old friend group, so I started hanging out with the current group since February. They have all been friends longer than I have, so I'm like the new addition. For the last couple years, they do Friendsgiving, which is usually a week or two before Thanksgiving, and we all bring a drink to someone's house. This year a girl, Lisa, said she would host since her and her fiancé just moved into a big condo. We were all assigned to bring something, but it didn't have to be Thanksgiving themed. Any food would do, which defeats the purpose of Thanksgiving. But whatever. I'm not the hostess. Now, I've always been a picky eater. I don't have allergies or anything, but I know what I like and I'm not interested in trying new foods. That may offend some people, but that's just who I am. We had a Google Doc for who was bringing what, and I quickly realized I wouldn't be able to eat anything except bread rolls and apple pie. And I was bringing the pie. There was a lot of foreign food, since most of the friend group comes from diverse backgrounds. Some examples are Lisa is Chinese, so she was going to make Chinese barbecue pork and steam a whole fish. Another person's family is Lebanese, so they were going to bring hummus, parsley salad, etc. I googled the foods I didn't know and none of that sounded appetizing to me. So I texted Lisa and asked her if she could provide something for me to eat so I didn't starve. She asked me what I was thinking, so I provided her with some options, such as pizza, burgers, spaghetti with meat sauce, etc. She said she would. So I go to Friendsgiving and everyone starts to help themselves, and Lisa brings me out a pizza. I asked her where my other options were, and she says there are no other options. I said I liked pizza, so she got me a pizza. I felt this was unfair because everyone had a variety to choose from and I was essentially being forced to eat one thing. We got into an argument. I told her when I gave her a list of options, I expected her to have a few different ones for me, like a good hostess would do. She said no. Why should she provide a bunch of food? I never said a bunch. For just one person. No one stood up for me and a couple people even sided with Lisa, saying I was acting spoiled. I ended up in tears and left early without eating anything. Lisa wouldn't even give me back the pie I brought, which was unnecessarily mean. That was a couple weeks ago, and everyone is ignoring me. Granted, it's nearing the end of the semester, so we've all been busy. I'm starting to feel that there was a miscommunication between Lisa and I. But I wanted to see if anyone would side with me. My friends are aware I only like a few foods, and I feel like I'm being bullied for my tastes. I'm super anxious and upset and can't focus on my finals. So Reddit. AITA? Edit. I'm the asshole. I sent Lisa a text asking to talk and she hasn't responded. I also texted another girl in the group who said they're having a post-finals New Year's party and I'm not invited, so there's that. Edit and update. Lisa texted me back saying she was sorry about the pie, but she's not sorry for the Friendsgiving as a whole. I asked her about the night party and she said her and the group think it would be best if I didn't come because of how I acted. I can't say I blame them, but I'm heartbroken. YTA. You're an adult and it's on you to make sure you have something to eat. You gave them options and they got you a pizza. If you're being picky, that's on you. YTA. If you aren't going to eat what is provided, don't expect one friend to provide an entirely alternative meal just because you are picky. She already got you a pizza. An emo if you weren't going to eat. You should have been bringing your own food rather than act like an entitled who expected to be served something completely different. YTA. First of all, Thanksgiving food doesn't need to be strictly turkey and mashed potatoes and stuffing. Second, why not bring a dish you can eat? Instead of a pie? You brought plenty of audacity to assume the host would provide extra food just for you. Which she did. A pizza. Like you said you liked. She's not obligated to provide more food just because she's hosting. When the deal was everyone brings something, and you chose to bring a pie instead of food you can eat. YTA, since you knew what the menu options were ahead of time, why didn't you volunteer to bring a dish that you knew you would like or eat beforehand? YTA. You're not just a picky eater. You're a rude guest. Not surprising that you're probably being dropped. It was already a potluck, so you could have brought anything you like to eat. As much of whatever you wanted. You chose pie. Then you had the nerve to tell the hostess to get you a specific food because you didn't see anything you wanted on the spreadsheet. She got you a pizza which was on your list. You think she should have gotten you several things. Seriously? I'm shocked that you are in your mid-20s and have managed a social life with these kind of food demands. It won't be the last time others have an issue with this. YTA. No wonder you got kicked out of the last group. YTA. And I can see why you were bullied out of your old friend group. You are acting entitled. It's unrealistic to think a host would provide multiple food options for one person. Edited to add. I'm putting bullied in quotations because I doubt they actually did bully you. You are describing Lisa as bullying you when she is acting reasonable and you are acting entitled. YTA. I googled the foods I didn't know and none of that sounded appetizing to me. So I texted Lisa and asked her if she could provide something for me to eat so I didn't starve. She asked me what I was thinking, so I provided her with some options, such as pizza, burgers, spaghetti with meat sauce, etc. She said she would. Why on earth is it her responsibility? If you're that picky of an eater, then bring your own food. And after she was nice enough to provide you with an option, you criticize her? We were all assigned to bring something. But it didn't have to be Thanksgiving themed. Any food would do, which defeats the purpose of Thanksgiving. But whatever. I'm not the hostess. This is where I knew you were going to be peas. Not enabling your ridiculously entitled behavior is not bullying. YTA. This is the price of being a picky eater. Everyone else had options because everyone else was willing to be flexible. Lisa could have just told you to bring your own food if you weren't sure you could eat anything else. People were planning to bring, but she made sure you'd be fed. The correct response to that is, thank you. Yeah, something tells me you weren't bullied out of your last friend group, either. YTA. YTA. Hint. You're not being bullied. You're getting social blowback and consequences for acting very poorly. First, you didn't realize it was all food you couldn't eat. You realized it was food you don't want to eat. Stop making it seem more than a matter of taste. Second, Lisa complied with your request by making a dish that she knew you could eat. Expecting the host to provide you with multiple options at a potluck, including pizza and burgers and spaghetti and more, is flat out unreasonable, and you causing a scene because of it is entitled, unhinged, and gross. How embarrassing for everyone there to have to witness it and for you to have done it in the first place. Third, it's not a problem of miscommunication. It's a problem of your unreasonable expectations and rude behavior. Get some anxiety meds. Get through your finals. And look for new friends. These ones rightly don't want anything to do with you. And get some therapy and etiquette training. Being picky is not what makes you an A. Being entitled does. Lisa was kind enough to organize a pizza for you. And you still expected her to organize a whole variety of food for you. The meaning of sharing food is that no one has the burden to prepare and pay for a whole meal. You put that burden on Lisa by expecting her to give you a variety of food. Why didn't you bring more food that you liked? YTA. LMFAO, you saying you got bullied out of your other friend group seems a little sus after reading this post. You sound like a difficult friend to have. Of course YTA. If you wanted food to eat, so you didn't starve. Dramatic but okay. You should have brought something for yourself. Your friend was hosting a potluck, which means she was hosting as far as where the event was held. And she was not responsible for providing food beyond what she had planned. She went above and beyond with the pizza you requested for just you. Then you acted like a brat. SMH. IDK about them. But I certainly wouldn't put up with anyone who acted like that. YTA. You are one person. A picky eater. Going to someone else's home and think it's unfair that there's not food for you? Lisa isn't your chef. She is taking time to host a gathering. Bring your own food if you have difficulties with new or foreign foods. By the way, one person's foreign or weird food is someone else's normal or home food. My Middle Eastern mom thinks American-style hummus is dry and bland. Even shameful to serve others. But I'm sure that hasn't stopped folks from thinking it tastes great and bringing it to parties. And people do. And there's nothing wrong about it. And she will eat it if that's what's there. As a proper guest. Edit. The fact you were also looking to see if someone sided with you over Lisa. Like, the world doesn't revolve around you. YTA. I'm vegetarian. I don't expect to have multiple things to eat when I go to parties. One thing is all I need. If there are more, that's great. You should have brought the pie and a side dish or something you could eat. Lisa was gracious to accommodate you and not ask you to bring it as it's a potluck. Editing to add. You are a picky eater and that's okay. You need to realize that it does limit your options. I'm sorry it was upsetting, but think about Lisa. She organized and hosted the day. She accommodated your request and then you flipped out on her. If you want to stay friends, you're going to need to talk to her about this. YTA. Are you sure you were bullied out of your original group, or that is how you explain them not dealing with your sense of entitlement? YTA. You expected a smorgasbord of dishes for just yourself? Entitled much? Info. In a couple months are you going to post something about some new situation about a new group of friends where you will claim to have been bullied out of this group of friends too, even though you were clearly in the wrong? YTA. Lisa went out of her way to provide an extra option just so you would have something to eat. It was bold of you to ask her to have a separate option for you, much less several options. If you're going to be that picky on foods, it's on you to bring food you like. The only part of Lisa's actions that weren't a-okay were keeping the leftover pie, even though I'd call that a gray area since she was hosting.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.